Gardens to me matters because it brings normality. It gives a little bit time to put my guard down, and everybody around me, I don't see myself as different.
They have huge restorative power. It's a place where you can manage anxiety, you can meet socially, and where you can remember.
Temperate rainforests are our rarest forest biome in the world. It's the mild climate, it's the year-round rainfall that we get, and because of that humidity, virtually every surface is covered with plants like mosses, lichens and liverworts. Our rainforests now are about only 1% of our land area, and they're absolute treasures in terms of their habitats. Formerly it could have been up to about 20%. So we need to significantly increase these areas to make sure they're here for the long term and that they're resilient to future climate change.
Songbirds are such a vital sort of part of our gardens that maybe we take for granted. We see them and we hear them every day, but I don't think we can appreciate the fact that their numbers are declining, and things that we hear like the dawn chorus is so different to the dawn chorus that we would have heard 2 generations ago. I really wanted to highlight that work that the charity does to do all this fantastic research into the decline in songbird numbers.
There's a side to Liam that is so emotionally literate. If he sees someone who is hurt or sad, he actually gets very worried and goes to them to figure out what it is and see if he can help. Liam seems to be much more connected to his emotions than other people are, I think. And his uniqueness is just so invaluable. Instead of looking at the things he's not yet been able to do, and the road, even though windy and slow, you're taking the scenic route and there is a lot to see.
When I first went into custody, I didn't realise that it wasn't just the removal of your freedom, it was the removal of all of nature. So to suddenly have the opportunity to feel soil, to look closely at a plant was massive. And had I not walked into that workshop, I might not have realised that.
As an artist, you maybe work in like a previous garage, but getting to come somewhere where you really feel like what you do is quite elevated, and it is really rare. But Hospital Field is one of the best examples of a place and an organisation putting so much work into trying to have artists continue what they do and also level it up, and you'll gain what you need to gain from being here.
In many ways, what we do for people working in the NHS is create networks of recovery and growth around people coming into care, coming into hospital off the street, and to connect people into services, to listen to the person and to build recovery and bring people back to health.
It gives you confidence, and if it wasn't for the King's Trust, I wouldn't have found a group of people who I can talk to. It just brought back a spark that's been away for so long, and I think is really important for everybody. I know you get to know yourself because you get to do a lot of things where you're put in a different situation as well. We'd get to learn a lot of skills that I didn't know already.
Hospice care is about living and making the most of the time that you've got left. Really, one of the important things for us is to make sure that the ward is as welcoming as possible, and the garden plays such an important role in hospice care. It can be used to connect with nature, it can be used to help manage anxiety, it can be used to take you out of the kind of situation you're in and put you in a headspace where you're feeling more present.
There is only just a subtle difference between someone with ADHD and someone who's neurotypical. It was important to get a diagnosis so that I could make sense of who I am and accept more of my strengths and my weaknesses.
So everything here looks very much picture perfect, but when you go down below the surface, you quickly realise that it's actually quite a degraded habitat here. And this has been caused by various factors, mostly human driven, things like pollution. And so we decided that we really wanted to do something about that in our waters here as a community. And our main focus is on restoring marine habitats through reintroducing keystone species like seagrass and native oysters.
Community-led initiatives are really important because I think if the community has a say in what goes on in their loch, it gives people that sense of environmental stewardship, I think, to then want to do something about it, and people are more likely to follow things through or get involved and give things real legacy.